Hello everybody and welcome once again to the Build the Enterprise D series. Today we are going to start tackling issue 13, which will take us from stages 47 through to 50. So let's just have a quick look through the magazine and see what we have going on here. So stage 47's parts, pretty simple. Another panel for the saucer section, and some more parts to build up in that nacelle. 48, very much the same. 49, the same. And 50, exactly the same. So what we're looking at here is finishing off more of that saucer section. I don't think we're going to have it finished off in these stages. That will probably come between 50 to, well, 51 to what will be 54. We'll probably finish that off. But we'll also see more of the warp nacelle built up. And you kind of see it there. I've had a quick look through this issue as well. I don't really point out what's actually in these magazines too much, but there is actually a magazine here beyond just the steps to build this. And we've got some articles here going through parts of Season 3, including what was actually quite an interesting one about, I think, one of many people's favourite episodes, Deja Q, which is quite interesting, talking about the process of making that one. What I found really interesting about that is Deja Q is the episode in Season 3 in which Q loses his powers and he becomes mortal and has to live on the Enterprise as a mortal for a brief period of time. It's responsible for two famous meme moments in Star Trek, but originally the concept of it was not that he was going to lose his powers, that he was going to pretend to have lost his powers. They went to Gene Roddenberry with that idea, and he came back and he went, well, what exactly is the theme here? What is the point of that as such? And they made it so that he actually did lose his powers. But it comes with two famous meme moments in Star Trek. It's a particular favourite episode of mine. The first meme moment to take notice of is the very famous Q and his mariachi band. But also, it is the episode in which the Picard facepalm originated. So that was quite interesting. One of the other episodes of interest is this one here, The High Ground. Now, I don't really remember this episode too well. I have seen it. I've seen them all. This episode was actually banned from broadcast in the UK, both by the BBC and the RTE in Ireland. And it is because it referenced Irish unification. Data made a comment later on, at some point in the episode, about Irish reunification in 2024. And at the time this episode was broadcast, it was still the height of major problems in Ireland, between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, I believe. I'm not 100% up on the details there, but yeah, it referenced that. And this episode was actually banned from broadcast in the UK, I guess, for fear of potentially stirring something up. It has since been broadcast since, I think, 1997, when they brought in an agreement. But even then, originally, this episode was not supposed to reference Ireland at all. It was actually originally meant to be about the American War of Independence. It's quite interesting to sort of read how these episodes are originally conceived and how they change and evolve. In this particular case, it was against the writer's wishes. They didn't really want to go with that plotline. They didn't want to go with the referencing Ireland. It wasn't meant to be about that. They wanted to go with the American independence. But yeah, just very interesting stuff. Anyway, let's make a start on stage 47. Welcome back, everyone. So we're going to start stage 47 now. So what do we have to do in stage 47? So we have to fit a different kind of reflector to the warp nacelle build and connect a further bank of lights to your upper saucer assembly. So let's just have a quick look at the nacelle itself. As you can see, I've popped on the different coloured, I can't remember what this is called, but I fitted it anyway. It's done. It took a bit of time, actually. I had to sort of completely disassemble it and then reassemble it with that part on. I don't really know why it wasn't one of the instructions, but it's not worth mourning about, although I'll probably mourn anyway. So, just while I'm getting prepped, how's everyone doing? How have things been since the last video? Has anything interesting happened? What have you been watching? What have you been reading? Have you been playing any games or anything? I have just finished a game called Deathloop. It came out on the PS5 a couple of months ago now, I think, and PC as well. It's by Arcane, and it was absolutely fantastic. A very good game. Very kind of unique and sort of hard to explain it away. I'll explain the premise as we're going, but let's have a look. Take the warp engine field grill left reflector, and the warp engine field grill left reflector 4, and nest a smaller piece into the larger piece. Alright. Then secure the parts using a clear sticker. So yeah, Deathloop, you play as a guy who wakes up on an island and he's got amnesia, doesn't know how he's there. But he discovers he's in a time loop. And there is another woman on the island who seems to be aware that there was a time loop going on. And she is very angry at you. And kind of the premise is that you are trying to break the time loop, she's trying to protect the time loop. And what you do is you have 8 visionaries on the island. And you have to figure out how it would be possible to kill them all in one day. And what you have is you have 4 locations on the island and 4 time periods. You have a time period and you select the location and you do what you need to do there, and then you move on to the next one. And what you do in one might affect another, or it might affect something later on in that day. And as you go, you will discover more little bits and pieces about the history of the island, about these people you're trying to kill, and about yourself. Oh, that isn't 2, okay. Until you can eventually get to the point where you're going to kill them all in one go. And it's really, really cleverly done. The game itself is kind of an interesting sort of... If you've played any of Arcane's stuff before, Dishonored being the main one, it's kind of like Dishonored, mixed in with their other title, Prey. And it just feels really, really cool and unique to play. A very sleek and stylish game. It's got sort of 60s, 70s type vibe going on. Just, yeah, well worth playing. Very cleverly made. Brilliant plot line. Just, I really, really enjoyed it. So that's me. That's what I've been up to. How about yourselves? I appreciate you can't reply to me. Well, you can in the comments. Please do. Can't reply to me right now, though. So, what we're doing now, so we've got that secured with a sticker. Retrieve your warp nacelle assembly, slot the combined reflectors into the warp engine field grill on the left, as shown below, which is this one. So you go in here. Of course, this thing's in the way, so how are we meant to do that? Okay, the nacelles are interesting in terms of their design, aren't they? But, alright, that's in. Oh, I guess that's in. Right, what's next? So we're done with the nacelle for this stage. And now it's our old favourite, the moment where we put the nacelle back down until the next stage. And we have to build out another saucer panel. And this is one of them really awkward ones where not everything's secured down properly. I should really get some sort of masking tape for this, I figure. Or some glue for it. But I'm sure we all know the drill here. It's loads of lovely lights and windows for it. once you can actually get these out. And there we go. So yeah, Deathloop was very, very good. And what else am I playing? So I've finished that off, and now I'm trying out that new Ubisoft game. Or is it Ubisoft? I don't know. Riders Republic. I just kind of fancied a kind of pick up and play sporty game where, you know, obviously you have to think during it. It's actually quite a hard game, harder than I expected. But just something you can pick up and play for half an hour and maybe do a few races and such, and then, you know, move on. And then just like that, there's something over time. And it's really, I'm actually enjoying that. That's quite cool. You've got like a good variety of modes in there. Skiing, snowboarding, cycling, like dirt bikes and stuff, and you can do like tricks and everything. There's like wingsuits and fun little sort of more arcadey style daft things. It's very Ubisoft live servicey in how it pans out, and the dialogue and style from the characters is very much, well, I want to say it's aimed at younger people, but I'm not sure I've ever heard a young person say, can you put some mustard on it? Not in relation to having a hot dog. So, yeah, I was told by the guy teaching me how to do tricks to next time put a bit of mustard on it. I mean, he does sell burgers, so maybe it's just him being a bit weird, but it's all a bit, you know, how these things are. In terms of watching stuff, I've started watching Martian Success in the Disco, which is an anime. Classed as a space opera. It's a little bit comedy-wise. It's a bit of a send-up, it feels, of anime tropes and such. It's got a bit of a late 90s harem thing going on as well, where you've got the singular male pilot, and he's on the crew of the ship are like loads of women. So I'm looking to see how that'll pan out. The one I enjoy it so far for what it is. I did try watching it many, many years ago, and I don't think I fully understood it back then, because it was back before I really knew what anime was. I mean, I was into it, but I hadn't watched or been exposed to a lot of it, so I didn't quite get the tongue-in-cheek nature of it. Whereas now I think I understand it a bit more. So I'm enjoying it more for that. But bloody hell, do the characters shout in it a lot? It's very loud. I can only really watch 2 episodes at a time because the main character, and I'm watching the English dub, and the main character's played by Spike Spencer, who's famously known as Shinji in Evangelion, well, the ADV dub, and he's just like really loud. And you listen to me, and I'm not a loud person. That's what these videos are about. They're about calm and gentleness. Don't get angry here. You know, my influence for making videos are people like Bob Ross, who's just chill. A really nice chill bean. What am I going on about? So what's next? Carefully position the deck panel on the saucer section. Oh, here we go. This is the bit that I hate. And then take the deck lights and slot them into the recesses where the new panel meets the reflector and the reflect panel. Right, I'm going to have to mess about with my desk here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this in place, and I'll join you again for when we actually screw it into place, because this is going to be quite a fiddly bit. See you in a second. Okay, so welcome back. As you can see, we've got the panel in place. Now, one thing I will say here, the instructions kind of say, slot this in, then pop the lights through the slot, and then screw it down. What I actually did was I put the lights in place first and kind of bent these around just to sort of secure them a bit more into place. Then I put the panel on. Then while holding it all in place, I started to screw it down properly. And that seems to have gotten us the desired result here. It's another one of them really awkward kind of bits what we've, you know, grown to get used to with this build. You know, it's never going to be 100% easy. But then again, what is? Let me just adjust that a little bit so that is a little bit more Around there. There we go. Gives us a bit more space in that to play with. But I can feel that on the side, and I can feel that it is pretty flush to the rest of the saucer. So we've got it down. We've got it down, and that's what's important here. We'll just finish off with these screws. So there's only... What have we got? We've got the middle one left to go, and then the EM screws, and that can be... And we can call this one, and that will slot through there like that. And yeah, it was a bit awkward with the first initial bit, because I did try to follow the instructions exactly as they said and put it into place and then slot these in, and that just resulted in it falling immediately back down because I only have 2 hands apart, you know, instead of the 3 or 4 that I think the instructions seem to think you have at times. As much as I'd love to be, you know, have enough arms like Goro from Mortal Kombat, you know, it would be terrifying, yet interesting. I do not. I only have 2. And I've dropped a screw. I'll pop that down. Get that into place. Get that all nice and flush. 1 and 2. So, in the world of model building, I have 2 projects on the go right now. Isn't that exciting? One of the projects is my Evangelion Godzilla model kit, which, if you follow me on social media, and all the links are in the description, you can see a picture of that from a couple of weeks ago. That is coming along slowly but surely. I haven't had as much time to do that as I'd have liked to. But that will be... what we'll be doing for that is we'll be doing a video showing the initial kind of box of it. And then just kind of... I'll show when the stages are complete, because that's quite a... Not as fun a build as this is, but also it's a bit of a different build. And I didn't really want to record that. It's more for fun, but I still want to show that off. The other thing, which, again, this will be more for social media, really, me showing this off. I found some Warhammer models when I was at my parents' last time, from about 10 or so years ago. I used to paint Warhammer long time ago, back in the day, but I kind of got put off because there was a person who said all my stuff was rubbish, and that just kind of made me go, oh, well, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm quite easily put off things. It used to be. I used to be easily put off things. I'm not as bad for it anymore. You know, I've done this. You know, there we go. And that's our new panel in place. So the next one, we've got to finish off around there. So yeah, I've got the Warhammer models, and that'll be more of a personal paint project. It'll be fun, don't get me wrong. But I'll post that on social media, and if I get more confident with that, maybe I will start doing some... I'm looking to stream next year, actually, so maybe if I get more confident with painting, I can do a sort of paint-along stream where people come and hang out and we just chill and paint some Warhammer models, or just chat. Because I did try to do gaming streams, but I didn't really enjoy it as much, and I'd like to kind of do just more general, sort of chill and relaxing streams. Kind of like what I'm doing here, except this isn't a stream. This is just me chatting. There we go. Anyway, enough rambling for this bit. We've completed stage 47. So let's just have a look at our saucer as it is. So, that middle section is nearly complete, I believe. We've not got much left to do. So let's move on to stage 48, shall we? So here we are with stage 48. And what we're doing here, More deck panels on two sides of the saucer module, and we continue to fit reflectors in the port side warp nacelle. So this is another deck panel radding. Sorry about the noise. Quite a simple deck panel, this particular one. So it's the escape pods, so that the red line is closest to the wide edge. We know. I say we know quite sort of derisively, and yet I always double and triple check anywhere. So maybe it's a good thing they keep reminding us every time. But it's your usual process here. We've got many, many windows to install. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's get all the black ones in there first. So while I am putting these in, this weekend is Destination Star Trek London. I have no idea where that's gone. I've just pinged that somewhere. Yeah, this weekend is Destination Star Trek London. So I've seen quite a few people on social media who have gone. A lot of people in amazing cosplay. All the uniforms. I've seen a Borg drawn. I've seen people dressed as Klingons. The whole lot. It's amazing. Destination Star Trek is something I absolutely 100% want to go to at some point. It's just money, for one. It costs quite a bit of money, especially to get down to somewhere like London from where I am in Edinburgh. And then it's, the cost of the convention itself and all the things you want to do. You want to make sure you have enough money for any of the guests you might want to meet. You want to make sure you've got enough to get your cosplay, because I will, naturally I'd cosplay for it. And then it's just like everything else, the food and drink on top of it. It's a costly affair. But then also for me, it's like the current climate, I wouldn't want to be at a big convention like that. I mean, I'm itching to get back to conventions, don't get me wrong. But I don't want my first one really to be something that size. I've never really been too fond, and I go to them, and I do end up kind of liking them, but I do find even like the MCMs, like they're a bit exhausting for me, that sort of one, or, the big sort of, the huge Comic Cons. I'm more a fan of, there's one in Newcastle that I'm a huge fan of called SunnyCon. And that's held at St James's Park, and that's got 1,000 to 2,000 who attend it. I'm not sure the exact numbers. And that's a big one, but that one feels just sort of nice and communal in a way. And I kind of prefer the much smaller ones than that as well. But it's all good. But I'm definitely, hopefully at some point I can get myself to one of these Destination Star Trek affairs and hang out with people, hang out with my crew that I'm part of. I'm part of the USS Alba here in Edinburgh, and I've not even really been able to attend any events or anything because it's either just the timing hasn't been right for it, and then COVID happened. So what have we got here? So let me just have a look at instructions, because I can't quite make out what's going in what there. I see. Immediately forgot. So we're just attaching the light to it now. So this red and blue one goes in there like that. The lights didn't look right for the moment, but if there's an issue, it'll be sorted now. So we want some of these DM screws. One in. That's two. and this is 3. Yeah, so I'm recording this on... No, we're like November, what, 13th I'm recording this on? How fast has this year gone for people? Oh. That knocked all of them out, well done. But those ones look okay. I completely forgot there was some on the other side. Yeah, we're almost near the end of the year. That means I've been doing videos, on average, 1 a week for a whole year. That is mad to me. I know I haven't always managed to do it. Like, some weeks I've skipped here and there, but I've put out over... at least over 40 videos this year. And not all of them have been great. I admit that. But I've really enjoyed it. It's been really cool just to kind of grow this channel a little bit. And show off some cool things and just hang out in videos like this and chat a bit. And it's been cool to see some of the same people pop up again and again. Like, I've always maintained... I know this isn't the biggest channel in the world, you know, far from it, and it's got 308 subscribers at the time of writing this. And I know that maybe of those subscribers, you know, not everyone checks out every video. You know, that's just the way things are. But I do see some names popping up again and again, and that means so much. I try to reiterate that every video, because I think it does need to be understood that I really do appreciate it when I see the same people popping up and leaving comments and just saying whatever, like hi, or responding to like things I've asked. It's really neat to see that. And let's hope that next year that just continues to grow. You know, my aim for this year was 100 subscribers. I think I've mentioned that before. I didn't think I'd get 100, if I'm being honest. I thought it'd be a big ask, but we got there. Next year, because I'm at 300 now, I'm going to set my aim to grow to 500. Because I think that would be quite a good sort of target to aim for. But we'll see. You know, maybe we'll do more. Maybe we'll reach 1,000. 1,000 would be great. For the record, by the way, for anyone who isn't aware, if you, I've always said the aim is never not to monetize on this. I mean, I will when I'm able to, but that's not the aim. But if you want to monetize on YouTube, you need to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watched content. So you can see I'm quite far away from it. In terms of hours watched, I'm about 2,600. So the watched hours is achievable because I just keep putting out videos, but the subscribers is the tough one. But we'll see, anyway, Fred, now we need to attach this to the saucer. This is going to be one, I feel like this might be one of them awkward parts, because I do find these corner bits up at the top tier can be weird. And what do we need to do? Thread the deck panel lights that we fit in the previous step through the saucer skeleton as shown. Position the deck panel on the saucer by slotting the tabs in the wide edge. Yeah, it's tab sliding. Bend the bulb casings to direct the cables away from the skeletal structure and then fix it to the skeleton. Okay. Classic, isn't it? Right, let's get the saucer back. There it is, there she is. One lovely big saucer. So, the first step is it needs to go onto this side, and it needs to go through, like that. What we'll do, we'll try and... I always try to direct it away from anything else that is there. And then... this may not actually be too bad. It's only been the two. He says, now, tempting fate. Then we want to bring it over. Then... we want that away. I see, right, there's one there that is going to be a bit of it's a bit awkward, that one there, isn't it? There we go. I think we've got that a bit more now. That needs to be a bit more like that, it seems. Yeah, I can kind of see the one next to it is kind of causing some troubles with the cabling. So let me just flip that over and let's have a look, shall we? I can see why immediately. Right, give me just a moment and I'll get back to you very shortly. Right, welcome back. That was nowhere near as awkward as I thought it was going to be. So let's just get the screws and get that in quickly. So we want 2 of these lovely BM screws. I just had to adjust some cabling and that, so that's kind of thought best just to fiddle with that off camera for the moment. But we're in. So and then we want screw number 2 in there. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so that is another panel on. Let me just see if you can... So we've got that one there now. And it's looking very, very good indeed. So the next step, as it says here, fourth and finally, plug the deck panel light into the saucer PCB, as shown. So, what we're going to do with this video, just as an FYI, we're going to finish off this stage and then that'll be the end of this particular video. Because I've had a look at the timings of the videos and it's already gone quite long because there's been quite a lot to do here. As you can see. But that's what we expect, isn't it? Right, the next stage. Well, the next step for this stage, we need to bring back something we haven't seen for quite some time. Let me find it. I had it a moment ago. There it is. So I don't know if you will remember, but back in stage 36, we built this. Yeah, we did. So, what we want to do now, I don't know what I'm talking like that for, retrieve that deck panel, thread its deck panel light through the saucer skeleton as shown, then position it on the saucer, starting with the tabs on the widest edge, as in the previous step. So, what we're going to do, we're going to flip the saucer over again, and we're going to bring it back round to the other side of the saucer this time. So yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to finish off this stage and then we're going to call it for this video, because it's already gone quite long. And then we'll do the other parts like at a later, like in a week or so. But what we got? Retrieve that, thread it through. Then we'll just... Oh, okay. Pop it down like that then. Well, that was deceptively simple. Let's alright, let's not tempt fate. Let's not tempt fate. That was incredibly difficult. Gods are Eagle Moss. Don't ignore what I just said about it being deceptively easy. And we are back. Apologies for that. Something went weird on my phone a moment ago. And I kind of well, lost my feed for a second. Let me just double check I've got that right. That's completely thrown me for a loop, as they say. Oh, hold on, something's gone off here with that. Was it? Yes, yeah, bear with me just a second. We need to pop this panel off for a moment. I knew it was going too smoothly when it just snapped down, and it's because I did not thread it through properly. Right, bear with me. Sorry about this. This is a bit of a it was a bit of a tech issue. Okay, so that wants to come in through like this time. There we go. Right, we got it there. We got it now. So now that that's in, we should just be able to double check that looks right. Yeah, because that wants to go over here, doesn't it? Oh, that's already in. Okay, never mind. It's already, like, down nicely. If it's not, we can just double check it after we're done here. Tell you what, actually, we'll... Once we can actually get this screw to sit on the screwdriver properly, yeah? Right, that one's in. That one is in. What other ones do we have there? Oh, I see it now. That's in a bit of a awkward spot. Screw that one into place, and then we've got one more to go. one more. One there. There we go, and it's in. So what we can do now, weirdly it doesn't instruct us to plug it into the PCB yet. I presume that'll come in the next stage, but given exactly where it is, I don't think we're going to get much option but to plug it in here. Unless there's going to be another PCB at some point, in which case, you know, it might go somewhere else. I'm going to plug it in anyway. I want to be naughty. He says. Yeah. There we go, it's in. So let's have a look at it all in one go. So, we've done that, and then we come all the way around, and you can see on this end, we've actually started to get the real sort of like where our bridge will sit. So there'll be another one of these on that side, and that'll be where our bridge sits nicely. So that is us done with the saucer section for this video, I believe. We've got one bit left to do, and it's not the most exciting, I'll admit. But what we need to do is we need to slot the grill right reflector into the warp engine, field grill, and much like before, it just sits. In there, like that. Just kind of nicely, I guess. Yeah, there you go. So we've done some more work on the nacelle there. And hopefully we'll see that light up soon. So, as always, we're going to end it at this point. I'm going to say thank you very, very much for taking the time to watch this. As I reiterate so many times, it really does mean a lot that people take the time to watch these videos, leave their comments and likes and all that, and share them about. Please do follow me on social media. Please do feel free to share the video. And until next time, stay safe. And I will see you for stages 49 and 50. Goodbye.